John Booth from Modesto, here today for a great dedication for a great racer, remember. You missed it. It's going to be a great day, a lot of people here.
Why do you think Eryn Medlen deserves a monument here in Oakdale?
Just for his work with the kids. He's a very friendly, well-known, great individual. I think this is very much due for him.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Oakdale, the cowboy capital of the world. My name is Christy Camarillo, and I'm a friend of the Medlen families, and I feel honored that they've asked me to help them with the dedication this morning. As I look out in the crowd, I see Eric's parents, Mimi and John. I see his sister, his nephew, his uncles, his aunts, his cousins, his high school automotive coach, his high school rodeo coach, his friends, his racing teammates, his racing boss, his fans, and even those that have never met him, but have come to know him through the stories we've all shared. I'd like to welcome our government officials today that are with us. Darren McDaniel, representing Congressman Jeff Denham's office. Doug Miller, representing Senator Tom Berryhill. Morgan Henley, representing Assemblywoman Olson. Supervisor Bill O'Brien. Mayor Pat Paul. We're pleased you are all here for the dedication. If I can please welcome I'd like to welcome John Medlen, Eric's dad, to the podium for the invocation, please.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you one and all for attending today. I think with any parent or family member, I think there's no words to describe the appreciation that we see from the outpouring of the people here today. I was reminded briefly when we circled the monument there, and I kind of thought this is pretty cool that we got a close circle of friends surrounding that monument. But I quickly realized that everyone in attendance today is a friend, an associate, or in some way, somehow, Eric touched these lives personally in a very close way. And as you all know, if you knew Eric very well, you knew that his love for children and his appreciation for play was paramount in his life. He loved his racing family, he loved his rodeo family, and of course he loved his immediate family. And from the bottom of my heart, we wish to thank anybody and everybody that was involved in this monument and their participation today. And our hope and prayer is, as we're going to see here in a minute as we begin these ceremonies with a prayer, that the children that are involved in this community will have a place to play. And that would be Eric's, I think, very most fond memory and what he would ask of us. And today I would like to ask each and every one of you to have a spirit and a heart of celebration as we celebrate Eric's life. We celebrate what he had given to all of us, and we as individuals have given to him while he spent this 33 short years on this earth. But he lives on forever. He lives in eternity, just as each and every one of us will have the chance and the opportunity to do. I got a feeling that God gave him the day off today so he could be with us here today. His Spirit is here today. Know that and feel that as you walk around to these grounds and to participate in this celebration today. Know that his Spirit walks within us, for he's here in spirit.
Thank you, John, and welcome home. The idea to create the Eryn Medlen Park came from an idea from one of our citizens. Linda Johansson, can you please stand up? You see, her children were Eryn Medlen racing fans back east, and they were following his career. And they asked her, "Mom, don't you watch the races? Eryn Medlen's on, and he's from your hometown." And she didn't. So she started watching the races, and she quickly became an Eryn Medlen fan. And so when I asked her why did she submit his name for this park, she said that she fell in love with him while watching him. She fell in love with the way he showed his love for his family and his hometown. And he always mentioned being from Oakdale when he was being interviewed. And she thought it would just be a great way for his hometown to honor him. Thank you, Linda. Eric loved coming back to Oakdale. He enjoyed spending time with his family, his friends, laughing, playing pranks, roping, and sharing stories. He had a great sense of humor and an infectious smile. You couldn't help but laugh when you were around him. What would Eric say about this dedication today? Well, I think he'd think we were all a little bit crazy for causing such a fuss. I think he'd be honored, and I think he'd be humbled. And I know he'd be glad that a remembrance in his honor is placed in the children's park. He enjoyed being around kids. He loved their innocence, their curiosity, and the sound of their carefree laughter. Eric was only 33 years old when he left us. This monument was designed with 33 capstones, one for every year of his life. At this time, I'd like to invite the government officials up, and if I can have John and Mimi up, who will both be they'll be giving proclamations to the family. First, Mayor Pat Paul. Okay.
I just wanted to say welcome to Oakdale, everybody, whether you're a rodeo fan or a racing fan, or like Eric, you were both.
Give one and one and one and one. How about that? Give one and one. And next, Bill O'Brien, Supervisor Bill O'Brien.
On behalf of the Board of Supervisors, congratulations on the dedication, and may his memory live on forever.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Hi, on behalf of Congressman Jeff Denham, I'd like to congratulate you on this day, and we have a congressional certificate in this honor. Thank you. I hope that's a good thing.
Good morning. On behalf of State Senator Tom Berryhill and the California State Senate, I want to join everyone in thanking you guys for everything you're doing to keep Eric's memory alive and to celebrate his life. Your entire family is very important to this community, and you continue to be leaders here in Oakdale, and you really are the shining examples of Oakdale. And I just want to thank you. God bless every one of you.
Hi, on behalf of Assemblymember Kristen Olson, we'd like to present the Medlen family with this certificate of recognition to commemorate the dedication and the legacy that Eric Medlen has left in this community. As a former resident of Oakdale, I know how important his legacy was and how big the Medlen family has been into Oakdale, and we just would like to honor you and congratulate you and commemorate his memory, and so we'd like to present you with this. Thank you.
At this time, John Force, I know you're here. Did you want to say something? If you did, you can. I didn't want to put you on the spot, but I know you always have something to say. And I've just watched you on TV.
I'll just be quick here, John. We all know Eric and what he stood for, and the times that we all ate ice cream. The amazing things, but like John spoke earlier, the way he loved children, because he was just a big old kid himself, and that's why this park is so important, and for him and friends. But at the end of the day, I'll close with this. I stand here in front of you because a young man sacrificed his life, was lost in a crash. And when John Medlen led the charge and worked with everyone in NHRA and the other teams and Ford Motor Company and did what they did to build a better race car, when I crashed, my life was spared. And I never understood I should have gone instead of Eric. That made sense to me. Made sense to a lot of people. But we believe, as John Medlen and his wife Martha and Mimi and how everyone believes, God has a plan. And that plan was to take Eric's name and change the sport of NHRA and build safety. And John Medlen, I thank you, because all of us were we had no life in us. And you were the one that stood up and said, we're doing this. We're going down that road. And lives have been saved. And for John and your boy, I stand here. And I really love you, and I really thank you for that. I pray to him every day of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody. What a great turnout today. Thank you all so much. Please join us. We have cake, and there is some water, so help yourselves. Thank you all very much for coming out, and continue to enjoy the park and the monument.